In this video I'm introducing coordinates on a graph. So we're going to start off with a grid with squares, and we have a horizontal line along the bottom. We call this the x-axis. And then we have a vertical line and we call that the y-axis. When I was learning about these at school, the way I remembered them was the x-axis goes across the corridor, and because the x looks like a cross, I always remembered that it was across the corridor. The y-axis, at this stage, it just goes up. Whenever I was sent upstairs to bed, why do I have to go up the stairs? That was how I remembered it. You might have a better way. This point here, we'll talk a bit more about this at the end of the video, but as we go through, it'll become clear what these numbers along each axis mean. Just notice that those numbers along the x-axis are actually on the vertical lines of the grid. They're not in between the lines. And the same with the numbers going up the y-axis. They're on the horizontal lines, they're not in between the lines. I'm going to place an object on this graph, so I've just chosen a small circle. You're asked, what are the coordinates of this point? When we place something on one of these graphs, we call it a point, where it is according to the x-axis and according to the y-axis. It's across the corridor, up the stairs, in that order. We always put coordinates in brackets, and here I'm going to put the coordinates beside each point as we find them. Remember that we do across the corridor first, so we look at where that point is on the x-axis. So if we count across, starting with 0, 0, 1, 2, it's on the 2 on the x-axis. So the first number that we put in those brackets is 2, to say 2 across. We follow that with a comma, and then we put where it is on the y-axis. So if we count up where that dot is, going up the y-axis, 0, 1. So it's 2 along and 1 up. The coordinates are 2, 1. Here's another point. If you're feeling confident, you can pause the video and have a go at identifying this yourself. What are the coordinates of this point? Remember, it's going to go in brackets. Starting with across the corridor. Where is that point on the x-axis? And you can see that it's above the 8. So it's 8 across. Where is it on the y-axis? If you look across, it's beside the 6. So the coordinates of that point are 8, 6. 8 along, 6 up. Here's one more for you to find. Pause the video and have a go. What are the coordinates of this point, and place them in the brackets? Where is that point on the x-axis? You can see it's on the line that goes to the 5. So it's 5 across. And if we look at the y-axis, you can see it's on the line, and again that comes from the 5. So it's 5 along and 5 up.